everybody, and welcome to Sideshow Spotlight. I'm Amy Chase.
I'm Guy Klender.
And today, this is our extended edition on YouTube, the deleted scenes.
Now in Letterbox.
We are talking Lord of the Rings collectibles today, and if you are just joining us, we're here live on YouTube, so if you want to leave comments or questions or shout things out, I've got Lord of the Rings questions that you could probably answer, and we've got product answers that you could probably question.
Yes, that you could question.
We've got moderators in the chat
it's a
for
symbiotic relationship.
There we go. And we've already got some howdies. We've got Stephen Lawrence saying howdy, and AJ Agrusa says hi,
AJ,
friends.
how you doing?
Hope all is well.
All right, Amy, let's get into it.
Yes.
With, I think, our biggest piece of the day.
Yes. This is the Pure Arts Witch King of Angmar art mask. This is a one-to-one art mask replica. Their art masks are these kind of life-size, they're not wearable masks,
Correct.
But they are beautiful, beautiful display pieces, usually of the facial region of characters with cool headgear or creepy faces.
The Witch Kings, they were kind of ghosty, so it didn't have that. But it does have that fabric. Amy, I want to turn this thing around. We're going to stay in kind of a bit of a close-up so you can really see all of the detail.
Yeah, check out the colors as you're going to see the kind of shine, that brushed metal look, but you're going to get some of that rust color as well. I just love that so much.
Yeah, when you talk about that metal look, is that all of that looks like it's been hammered, pitted, forged, and all that. And then when we spin around, you see kind of the back and how it holds up there is a rod that, well, can I lift that up a little bit higher?
There you go. Bit on the top.
You see the rod that attaches it to the base.
Yeah, and I love the shape of the kind of helmet, the kind of dome up top for the fabric drape as well. Yes,
now that is kind of a permanent thing on there, and you attach these front pieces and these guys here. 1/6 Junkie wants to know, how sharp are those points? All right, let's close up.
You'll poke your eye out, kid.
Let's close up on this. Very sharp, okay? It's not needle sharp,
yeah.
But obviously you're going to want to be careful. Probably a question that we know popped up in the last one, and we're going to say here now, is whether or not this is actually metal. It is not. It is all kind of what do we say? Probably a resin or polystone, something like that. Probably more of a resin.
With a mixed media fabric element, of course.
Magnetically attached, but they've done a phenomenal paint job on this to give it that metal look.
Yeah, and the sculpt and the texture. I mean, you're as you said, you're getting those pitted elements. We've got even just kind of the rivets and things as well. Really loving those details.
When we have the close-ups of the horns down, now that we're seeing them straight on the side, is see that they almost have that bone and antler look.
Yes.
To them. We're used to seeing them on film, and they're kind of in dark and scary places. This in a bright lit room. Pure Arts obviously got to go take a look at what the real stuff was, and then brings it right into the home.
Speaking of brightly lit, we'd be remiss not to talk about this beautiful base that does have a light up feature. Check out that green glow. We've got that ghostly aura, but even without the lights on, it's painted enough that it has that kind of reflecting of the green energies here. And this is minus Morgul, right?
Absolutely.
I have been struggling with Lord of the Rings names all morning long. I was telling Guy, my brain wants to say minus Moria, even though I know it's the Mines of Moria, but this is minus Morgul.
But you are correct that there is absolutely no Moria in this.
It is
no minus the Moria.
Completely minus the Moria.
But these are some nice bright green LED. They're powered by 3 batteries that you put in under the base and a little toggle switch that you may or may not have seen Amy use over on the side.
It's cleverly disguised.
Cleverly disguised as the stone.
Here, right there.
There you go. But while we're there, why don't we spin that around and show off that base? Because the detail work on this is incredible. One of the things that was really neat about the actual films, and when I watched hours and hours of the behind the scenes, was that they built all of these things in model form. It wasn't all CG created. And so seeing that here, they obviously went and looked, and probably went all the way to even looking at the individual brick color and pattern.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, even these bricks, it's not just one quick, wash. No. It's all detailed there. I love this. It's giving me D&D miniature feelings, and I even want to see like that. Those would be like micro minis to fit characters in this. But this is such a cool amount of detail. We're getting a couple of questions here. Vishal Tamala says, "Is it a limited edition piece? If so, how many in total?" For that, we'll tell you, check out side.show/spotlight to see all of the pieces that are being featured on this show. Technically, in this lifetime, every collectible is limited edition, and if it's something that you want to add to your collection, pre-ordering it is the best way to do so, and we recommend it. But if there is an edition size available, it will be made known on the product page, so you can see that at side.show/spotlight. But if we're being completely technical, everything in this life is
everything
limited.
Everything is limited. But as Amy said, pre-order an item like this, and I believe this is probably just now arriving in warehouse. So if you have pre-ordered it, you're probably going to get a shipping update relatively soon. Or if you pre-order it, there won't be long to wait.
We also have, this is more of a rhetorical question, but AJ Agrusa says, this is awesome. If only I had more room. Anyone know how to make a hobbit hole?
AJ, I've think this is the kind of thing he would walk around with at like a Ren fair. AJ
man.
would be probably. I know that this would be the kind of thing to walk around with. This would be it is a great display piece.
It would also be. I don't recommend this, but when you need someone in the carpool lane, you just pop that bad boy in the passenger
because
seat.
a lot of people that you would be driving with, having a conversation, would be wearing something like this.
And the cops aren't going to want to stop you.
No, just keep going. Just keep going.
We also have Sideshow. The moderators in the chat said, interesting fact about the Witch King of Angmar. We will never know the Witch King's real name. Angmar is the name of the realm. He found it in lead. But Jared Esquire says, unless Angmar was named after King Angmar. So, I'm not a Middle-earth historian. I know.
What would you like to name him? If he doesn't have any, you can call anything you want.
Oh, don't put that pressure on me. I'm going through the genealogies of the Owen and Glowin and
Bobbin and Robin and all that stuff.
Yes, he's probably got a great name, but Witch King of Angmar suits him just fine. Derek. Sure. Especially if the realm was then named Derek, the Witch King of Derek.
The Witch King of Derek.
Same ring to it. Doesn't have the same ring.
No.
But it does.
Speaking of rings. Boom. If you like the metal things, but you want them a little bit smaller than the large one that AJ was saying, it's a little big.
We have some precious metal right here. Well, check that out. This is Badali Jewelry's The One Ring. This is a necklace, and it is their Gollum Gold edition.
Yes.
And we've got, see if we can get the close-up. You can see that it has all of the inscription on it.
Now, is that a wearable thing?
Well, it is a necklace, and you can wear the ring. Sorry, I've got the chain still on it.
Okay.
I'm right here, guys.
And now I'm without a co-host.
I'm still here.
Okay. There you go.
There we go. But you'll never want to take it off. My fingers are a little too slender for this, but it could be properly sized. I don't know the exact size of the ring, but you can also slip it on.
I think this is probably how most are going to want to have it.
And I do really like Badali Jewelry stuff. I think we've done stuff with Court of the Dead for them, and I got a couple of those pieces. But they've got really cool, geeky jewelry, and now that I'm wearing it, I just don't think I'm ever going to take this off.
I think it works. It works. You were talking about the detail in it, that it is that Gollum gold. Mm-hmm. It is a very bright gold. It's kind of when Gollum first got the ring, and it was still in that really high polished, and you could see it before it had dulled down. So you are able to see all of that etching in there.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful piece, and again, it has the inscription. I know on the webpage at side.show/spotlight, it tells you, the one ring to bind them, what parts of the verse it says, but obviously it's the one ring. Total sidebar, did anyone else get really swept up in when Magic the Gathering released the One Ring card? I know it is in Post Malone's collection now.
I was going to say there's one person that was really excited about that, and he didn't pre-order it, but boy did he pay.
But oh man, I was super stoked. I don't collect Magic the Gathering. I did buy some of the cards though because I really loved the art. I got the Tom Bombadil card because he's one of my guys.
And you know all the songs.
And I know all the songs. Just. That was super fun. That was a cool, I think, global fandom type thing.
Oh, yeah. It was neat to see that.
Yeah. And Jared Esquire says, whoa, only $50. Great deal. Side.show/spotlight.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to tell you later on, there are ways to save on some things today.
Sauron's just giving them away.
Yeah, just giving away the ring. Now, somebody who liked the ring but refused to have it is our next guest here on the show. And that is Gandalf the White. Let's take a look at this one here. I love this piece.
This is a piece by Iron Studios that just dropped on Sideshow's website this week. Yep. Gandalf, an aspiration to all of us who want to have a glow up quite like this one.
Absolutely. Now, Iron Studios does things in 1/10 scale, so they're really shelf friendly, even with a person atop a horse and a small, well, this is Helm's Deep, I'll say a city, and the stone mountain, but to still not be so massive.
Yeah, I really like the footprint that these pieces have.
Absolutely.
And all the detail that you are getting in that with all of that, it's fully sculpted. And so like his whole costume, we've got the mane and tail on Shadowfax there, just really great detail in this very sleek looking design.
I want to move him to get a few different angles when you were talking about that, like the muzzle and the paint job there on the front of Shadowfax.
Look at the hair, like Gandalf's hair, even blowing in the wind there.
Yes, Amy.
Sorry.
He has beautiful hair.
Yes.
He has beautiful hair. Thank you. But he's got a good beard too.
He does.
So there we go.
Yes.
But yeah, when you were talking about the subtleties of the paint, there's a lot of great washes over the whole thing, but we're seeing that, there in his different layers. When you talked about the glow up, it comes back as the white with having a lot of different layers in that. And they've given different textures to just about all of it.
Yeah, and you're seeing even like a really nice, you get the kind of buttery yellow elements in Shadowfax's mane and tail as well. Just really, really great detail here. And again, side.show/spotlight, that just dropped on our website this week because a wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives exactly when he goes up for pre-order.
Exactly what he's up for premiere.
Ships to your collection very soon.
Why don't we pan down and talk a little bit about that base? We talked about the base on the Pure Arts and just the detail, and we're getting that detail on this one from Iron Studio and seeing that Helm's Deep.
A really interesting mix of scales going on in this one.
That's kind of the fun part, is they're doing an environment, and yes, it's in 1/10, and then it's kind of a forced perspective, I guess we'll talk on it with this particular one. If we pop back to that close-up, it almost looks, just with how great the sculpt and paint is, down on that grassy area, it almost looks like it's flocked.
Yeah, it has a really nice texture to it. Again, just the kind of gradation of the colors, and you're getting different, the greens and a little bit of the grassy yellows and all of those elements in with the stonework, the nice brushwork. And that mix of scales I think is really cool because it reminds me of like panning shots for the films. You'll have a long overhead of walking and the characters up and just all of that, the way it kind of transitions on film as a static collectible.
And this was such a big deal in it where we see him run down that hill toward it. Now you talked about the stone masonry work here. Now in Middle Earth, we see a lot of really cool stone masonry work.
Yes.
And I believe over on your side is some large stuff too.
Yes, I will grab that in just a second.
Oh, yeah.
We do have one question. JJ Joe wants to know, how tall is Gandalf and Shadowfax without the base? Can Gandalf and Shadowfax stand without the cityscape? So they are affixed into the base, and we don't have a measuring tape right here, but it is 16.4 inches tall total with the base. So that is encapsulating the bottom of the stone to the top of the staff. Again, a roughly 10th scale piece. I don't know what that it would exactly translate to for a horse and ride situation. Dwayne Madison says forced perspective strikes again.
Yeah, when you were asking about can it be removed from the base and displayed separately, no. The Gandalf and Shadowfax are going to key in to the base. You see that very kind of aggressive downward ride that Gandalf does on that it keys into the base in order to be able to have that and still be able to stand up.
Yes, especially those hooves and the mid-running motion.
The mid-run motion.
Yeah, but Iron Studios has really thought of that whole design, and so that is the piece, and again, 16.4 inches tall with that. Let me see. AJ Agrusa says, I'm intentionally trying to avoid Iron Studios 10th scale stuff. It's fantastic, but I know one would lead to them all. I feel the temptation growing, though. They do fantastic work for the size. They do. I have a couple of their pieces, a couple of their Marvel 10th scale, and it does just a really nice, smaller footprint on the shelf. I love keeping them on my desk as well. And you're right. Once you have one, you kind of need the one collection to rule them all.
But that's what I think really, for me, with Iron Studios is great, because those of us that collect a number of different things when you start getting so many, particularly 6th or quarter, I started Iron Studios with the 10th scale that they did of the Harry Potter stuff.
Oh, yes.
And when you get some of the large characters, even in a 10th scale, they're big, but you can create a lot of them. It allows for that.
And they don't sacrifice any of the detail.
No.
Again, you're getting beautiful portraits, you're getting textured costumes, you're getting all of this detail, and they do have a really extensive Lord of the Rings collection. I know for years now, I remember talking about what is it called? It's like a Nazgul beast. Like there's like the dragony thing. Oh God, I'm sorry.
She got that right.
That was like.
She got that right,
did
folks.
Did I?
You did.
Didn't feel right.
You absolutely did.
But even like some of my earliest Sideshow cons, I remember like 2017, 2018, like covering their Hobbit collection and all of that stuff. So it's really, really cool. And oh my gosh, Holy Dude 124 says, how funny, I have the first movie on as I do chores right now. Is it an extended edition amount of chores or is it just the normal?
Extended edition allows you to do the ironing and to do a little light starch on the collars of your dress shirts.
The first time I ever watched these films, I was studying abroad in England. It was a fantasy literature course, and we did do the extended editions, but we treated them like a drinking game, so I don't remember a lot of that.
Did you remember the second and third film?
It was all one big film to me.
Yeah, that's why she can sing all the songs. For me, I remember the extended was a big thing because, we didn't get them theatrically until they'd all been released on physical media, which is something I still do, and then I got to see them theatrically all at once.
Oh.
It was a full day experience, but man, was it cool.
Yeah, you have to pack a bag for that one. But if you have a physical media collection, be it books or DVDs or Blu-rays or whatever, cool Lord of the Rings media or other assorted pieces, these are the Nemesis Now bookends. These are the gates of, I'm going to say it right this time.
She's going to do it.
Argonath. I want to say Angarath, and I don't know why. Argonath. The Argonath, Gates of Argonath bookends. This is Nemesis Now. If this company is not on your radar, I highly, highly recommend taking a look at their catalog of collectibles. They do some really cool and really unique things like goblets and drinking cups, and they also have these bookends, but it's just really unique little pieces that make you think like, wow, I can't believe somebody, put that into a collectible.
Now, when we talk about these as being bookends, Amy's right. These are bookends, but you look and they're a full 360 statue.
We made him high five in the last show, so we'll
there
make
we
him
go. We got to do it again. You'll notice that the sculpt is done all the way around. There's not a flat side, so of course when you do put your physical media, book, or other elements in between, you want to be gentle about it.
Yeah, this is as flat as they can go.
That's about as flat as they're going to go. But you talked about that stone work there, and we've talked a little on when they have been doing these things in these scales by both Pure Art, by Iron Studio, and now Nemesis Now, is kind of that, these things have been in Middle Earth for a long time, so there's kind of that growth of algae and others around. So you are getting some different stone colors, but you're also getting some different colors of the kind of natural.
Yeah, again, adding to the beauty and the fantasy of that realm. Princess Squib says, I could absolutely use these to bookend my nerdy cookbooks. That is a great use for them. I love fandom cookbooks. They're so much fun.
I think that at one point, I may have gotten my Lord of the Rings cookbook from Sideshow.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, we had a lot of fan cookbooks.
When are you cooking us dinner?
Exactly.
Or second breakfast.
We'll have 11sies. How about 11sies?
Okay, I'll put it on my calendar.
Next week, we can have 11sies and then do the show.
That is a perfect use for these. Again, and it doesn't have to be just one fandom, but whatever kind of nerdy stuff you want to put on your shelf, these make a great collectible set. And this could be your Lord of the Rings collection. I do think I'm going to walk out of here with this one ring, if nobody minds.
I don't think any of us here in the studio are going to try and attempt to take the ring away. Have you ever seen... I saw how Bilbo got... Yeah, exactly. I don't want to deal with that.
That freeze frame. I mean, if I put it on my finger, no one's going to see me, and I'm out of here.
She's going to walk out of here, and we will be none the wiser.
But you could walk out of here with these things at side.show/spotlight if you're interested in bringing any of them home to your collection. But we do have a giveaway going on.
Absolutely. So going to that side.show/spotlight.
We are giving away a set of these Gates of Argonath bookends. I don't know why that's so hard for me today. But we are giving a set of these away. You can enter for a chance to win at side.show/spotlight. That giveaway is running until Tuesday, March 25th, at 11:59 p.m. 2025. So if you're in Middle Earth years, you're a little early or late depending on the time frame, but you can enter for a chance to win on that, and that will be ongoing. And do we want to announce the winner from last week again? Just in case?
We could. Why don't we announce the winner? And then we've got a few more, we'll call them housekeeping things to do. But we did have a winner from last week, and the winner of our Ahsoka 6-scale figure by Hot Toys is
P. Shelton.
P. Shelton.
Congratulations
we're
to P. Shelton.
I think we've got some. Well, I was going to think we had some fireworks on the screen, but
maybe not.
It doesn't matter. You're going to get all of those. So that is going to be sent off to you. Now, you talked about years when you were given the dates. Years. Speaking of years, it is our 31st year here at Sideshow.
Yes, it is.
And this is birthday week.
31 years is nothing to sneeze at.
No.
And it is our birthday week. We are the type of people who like to celebrate our birthday for an entire week. Today is the last day of our birthday bash event, which has live streams, giveaways, rewards, special deals. You can find it all at side.show/bday, and it's not too late to register for the event. Registering gets you notified. You'll subscribe to our newsletter for all the cool updates about the event. We've got stuff going through the end of this afternoon or evening, depending on your time zone, and you get $5 in Sideshow rewards for your account, which can be applied to orders on things like these amazing collectibles that we showed today.
Like the ring that somebody said, boy, that was a good deal. Well, we just made it a little better.
Yes. And, you know, we're also the kind of people who want to celebrate for an entire month. So we do have 31 days of giveaways. You can find out more information at sideshow.com. But every day this month, you can unwrap a different chance to win. There's a surprise collectible. It's really fun. It's like our 12 days of Sideshow where, you know, you unwrap a different surprise each day. But we've been doing it all the month of March. There's still a lot of March left if you missed out on any of it. But that's, you know, one of those reasons you want to make sure that you stay subscribed and notified about all of our events going on, because that's a lot of, I mean, it's been 21 days of giveaways
21,
so far.
And we're not done yet.
We got 10 more to go.
Now, most of you know that I'm kind of a 6-scale guy, and that's kind of my bag. So right now, with this birthday thing, what we're doing is for a $300 qualifying purchase of in-stock items, you're going to get absolutely free sent to you the 1/6 scale Sideshow General Grievous.
That is a complete bonus figure.
Boom.
For your order.
If you know the winner of the Ahsoka, there you go. Now you can add and continue your Clone Wars line. It's a great fun thing to do.
Yeah,
and that's just yours, absolutely free.
Just one of those things that we can do for you guys, the collectors, to help you build your collections, let your geek side show, and share your fandom. And that is special to our birthday event because we like to celebrate, but we like to give you guys the presents. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But we've got, you know, events coming up all throughout the year.
Absolutely.
Lots of cool stuff that we're planning for behind the scenes. So you'll want to make sure you stay subscribed, stay updated, and keep joining us for shows like Sideshow Spotlight because we want to hear what you want to see on next week's show, taking a closer look at those things. And we do go live on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok first, and then the YouTube for the wide format after that.
Absolutely. So until next time, everybody, thanks for joining us, and don't forget to let your geek
Sideshow. We'll see you next time.